Hello everyone. Now you will hear a short retelling of the film Triumph. The tape is based on real events. Young Mike Connolly has cerebral palsy. Despite this, the boy is engaged in wrestling. He was not stopped by problems with coordination or ridicule from peers. But once, during a fight, the opponent threw Michael on the carpet and he broke his collarbone. This is where wrestling classes ended. 10 years have passed since then. All these years, the young man undergoes rehabilitation and performs special exercises. Only in this way can he maintain mobility and prevent complications of cerebral palsy. From an early age, Michael was distinguished by a strong spirit and perseverance. The guy came to the senior school on the day of the open doors. A woman from the admissions committee immediately sent him to a special class. This is for ordinary seniors, and you need to go to Mrs. Freight, and I need an ordinary class, not an auxiliary one. Michael was still taken to Mrs. Freight. The guy was upset and immediately went to the principal. Mike is not only going to study in an ordinary class, he will also join the school wrestling team. I do not look for easy ways in life. The principal assured the young man that he would be admitted to an ordinary class. He can safely submit documents. I can still surprise you. See you in class. Mike came to the gym and helped another guy with a barbell. Mike, are you drunk? No. What are you? Jeff apologized and was very surprised to find out that this guy with cerebral palsy was going to wrestle. The next day, Mike came to the school gym. Everyone immediately began to discuss this lame freak. The stern coach Warren made it clear to the school children that they would have a hard time. He decided to test endurance to immediately weed out the weak. The guys will have to run up the stairs and push-ups to complete exhaustion. Warren offered Mike to run in a circle if it's hard on the stairs, but he said he would do like everyone else. Mike came to the literature class and immediately fell for the girl sitting behind him. Patty seems to have also liked this cute shaggy newbie. Michael wanted to come up to meet her, but was confused when he caught her friend's gaze. He's into you. Don't make it up. Cool butt. By the way, I'm not kidding. Very cute butt. Enough. The father gave Mike all his free time. The man helped his son train not only his body, but also his brains. In the canteen, Mike is eating alone. Some bull began to tease him. After the lessons, the bully decided to get to Mike. Did you run away from the mental hospital? Are you looking for your own? The fool began to push the disabled. Jeff saw it, threw himself into the hooligan's feet, and threw him on the grass. Mike hid behind the school and cried. Jeff decided to cheer him up and brought him to the gym. They will be preparing for the qualifying rounds together. Jeff said he believed in Mike, but he would have to train a lot, more than the rest. The two of them came to the women's aerobics. Mike tried so hard to do the exercises that he almost lost his shorts. At home, he continued to stare at the athletes on TV, so the pedals on the bike simulator spin much faster. In the library, Mike was going to go up to Patty again, but her friends interrupted her again. In the gym, Coach Warren gave the guy useful advice. It doesn't matter if you lift 200 kilograms or 20 kilograms. It is important to do everything right and the muscles will grow. The man understands that Mike needs more attention than other students. At the same time, Warren tried to dissuade him from wrestling. How about bowling? Bowling is for retirees, and I want to fight. Mike asked to give him a chance. Well, then he must prove that he can do it. The coach hung 8 pancakes on the simulator. Mike has to squeeze this giant weight 3 times. It seemed that the guy had no chance, but he got together and straightened his legs 3 times. Everyone was amazed, and the coach realized that Mike was serious. If only he hadn't been distracted by the girls yet. Where are you going? No, let me go. I have to train. Jeff began to work out the techniques with his new friend. It is important for him to perform well at competitions. This is the only way he can get into college. In the school corridor, Mike looked at Patty and realized that the time had come. Finally, he came up and talked to the girl. He overcame this fear. Now you need to fight the 3-headed boar, who continues to mock him. However, the hooligan put Mike on the shoulder blades, not even sweating. You're just weak. Mike was upset. The 3 got a place in the team, and he didn't. Warren offered the guy to become a coach assistant, but Mike doesn't need this. At home, the young man began to rehearse to invite Patty on a date, but he can't even pronounce her name properly. Mike hates his body, his hand, which he can't straighten out. He's so tired of being disabled. The father asked him not to be upset. Failures happen to all people, but if he wants to achieve something, it is important not to give up and go to your goal. The next day, Mike approached the coach and offered to become his assistant. One of the assistant's duties is to serve as a mannequin for the reception demonstration. The coach is dealing with Mike after class. The young man was confused when the students passing by began to laugh at him. "You don't need to impress them. You don't need to impress anyone at all." Michael told Oren that during childbirth, the nipple wrapped around his neck. The oxygen did not enter the brain for too long. And here is the result. He will not get worse, and intensive training will only help. During the competition between schools, one of the wrestlers got lost somewhere, and Mike began to beg to replace him. Otherwise, they will be fined. The coach reluctantly agreed, and Mike quickly changed his clothes. A rather strong wrestler came out against him. He just laughed at such an opponent. He threw Mike on the carpet time and time again, and then he easily put the disabled man on the shoulder blades. Hamlo did not even shake his opponent's hand, but Michael was not upset. The main thing is that he was finally allowed to fight. However, the joy was blinded by the father. After all, Mike again began to fight in secret from him, and Jeff accidentally gave up his friend. Then the athlete decided to help Mike on the love front and dialed Patty's number, but the phone was picked up by some man, and he decided that Michael was drunk. It turned out that Jeff made a joke and called a group of anonymous alcoholics. "Did you really think that Patty McGraw would call you? Do you think she can't love a disabled person?" Jeff thinks that his friend needs someone who looks like him, and not Patty. But Mike does not agree with him. During the school break, he came up to Patty again and invited her to dine together. Mike's father came to talk to Coach Warren. Men began to argue whether the guy needed to fight. Just Doug does not want Mike to suffer. The coach admitted that at first he was afraid that he would have to babysit a disabled person. But Mike turned out to be stronger than many, and if you take the fight out of his life, it's the same as taking the life itself. Doug obeyed and allowed his son to continue training. Today Mike was able to pull up on a horizontal bar twice and climbed on a rope. Jeff was distracted by a friend and fell from a great height on his back. The injury turned out to be serious. Jeff admitted to Mike that he does not feel his legs at all. Physiotherapy can put him on his feet, but he will not be able to fight, and it means that Jeff will not go to college. 3 months have passed since that day. Jeff's legs still do not listen. Mike has a lot of experience in such rehabilitation, and he helps his friend to recover every day. One day Mike got the courage to invite Patty to a full date. They had a good time together, but the girl immediately clarified that they can only be friends. She does not want to give Mike false hope. The guy understood everything and thanked Patty for this wonderful evening. He continued to participate in competitions. Doug is now present at every performance of his son. However, Mike has not won a single victory yet. The 3 boys supported the guy with a kind word. "Well done, Mike. You crippled Jeff when he needed it so much and lost to a weakling." At home, the father unexpectedly said that Mike should quit wrestling. Mike asked to complete at least this season. "It's only 6 weeks." Doug agreed, but only on the condition that he does not suffer from studying. Soon the team will have to face the strongest opponent. Each wrestler must give 100%. You need a student who will replace Jeff. And so it turned out that the only one who also weighs 80 kilograms was Mike. The bald schoolboy Troy weighs 87 kilograms. They will now fight with Michael, and if the boar wins, he will have to lose weight to 80 kilograms. Troy was sure that it would be easy to cope with the disabled again, but Mike has become stronger and more experienced over the months. Therefore, he managed to put the bully on the shoulder blades. This happened in front of his father, so Mike won the right to participate in the competition instead of Jeff. Doug gave his son a gift for this, a 3-wheeled bicycle. The father apologized for hitting Mike and promised that he would always believe in him. Jeff was able to take a few steps without support. Mike helped him a lot. Therefore, the guy received a therapist's offer to work in this center for half the price. In the meantime, he continued to actively train and prepare for the competition. The school administration gave Mike a special award for the manifested strength of spirit and teamwork. He's a real phenomenon, and everyone should be equal to him. On graduation night, Mike wanted to invite Patty to a dance, but Jeff was ahead of him. However, the guy did not save and drove away a friend. They agreed with Patty to go to the movies as friends again. The final day of the competition has come. Mike has pulled up 3 times for the first time. Jeff has already recovered and had to perform himself, but he wants to give this chance to his friend. Today, it is Mike who should perform for their school. The young man got ready and went to the carpet. The opponent met him with a slip. It seems that he is underestimated again. The fighter in blue began to laugh when Mike almost fell, and immediately received a warning for unsportsmanlike behavior. After that, the opponent took up the case and began to earn points. However, Mike gave a worthy resistance. After the throw, he made a counterattack. Mike pushed the opponent. He got angry and immediately threw the guy on the carpet. Mike landed hard and barely came to his senses. After that, he had to get up on the ground. The opponent repeatedly tries to throw him on his back, but Mike does not give up. He got rid of the grip, but only to be in another one in a second. The fighter in blue scored a lot of points in this fight, but he could not put Michael on the shoulder blades. After the fight, the opponent recognized the strength of the spirit of this guy and raised his hand up.